thump, 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 thump.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, I do that.
I hear crunching.
Right,
Yeah,
That's-
I'm gonna go see the Northman this weekend. I'm curious to see what happens in it though, because the description of the movie is very unassuming, but it's also maybe like I made the lighthouse.
I don't think it's supposed to be as horror-y.
It's fine.
I know I don't know. So we all good? Sound off?
You're all good.
Okay. Cool. So, okay, so you get out of the castle. Or out of the Motherhorn, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You rescued the twin.
Mm-hmm.
You took a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
And while you guys are resting, the twin turns to you all and says, you know, thank you for helping me out of the Motherhorn.
Mm-hmm.
I think this may aid you on fixing this realm. And she pulls out a unicorn horn. And she says,
Oh!
those sisters always blame each other for what goes on, but you know, this will help you. They never thought to look right under their nose, and gives you the unicorn horn.
Yeah, we were just looking for this, actually. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, now what exactly do we do with this again?
We need it to unscrew up the castle.
Right, so now we need the cauldron, right?
Hold
first
on.
Maybe we should, like, go and talk to the other unicorn or something.
Either what?
Yes, we could. I don't see why, though.
Talk to either what?
Unicorn.
That would be a long trip, though. So
It would be a long trip, and also why? Like, what's the point?
I mean, we know we have to go to, one of the witches was looking for it, but I don't think this is the best idea to get back.
Don't we have a way to get to the castle anyway already? So, like, let's just go. I'm sure things will work out.
Yeah, but like the castle is like stopped in time, right?
Yeah, well, we're not.
And we need Igwil's cauldron to undo that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they left it there. That just seems like something stupid they would do. Call it a hunch.
That seems like a very poor hunch.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah?
You know you're talking to someone with an 8 in wisdom, right?
You...
Yes, perhaps let's go and
We gotta talk to
find
for the
someone
14.
who can give us more information about how we can go about this all.
I think we'll be fine if we just go. It'll be fun. If it doesn't work out, we'll just go. We'll just take the long trip.
How about we don't?
I guess I'm overruled. Oh well.
So where are you going?
I have no idea. They want to go look for someone who knows more about this, but like I said we should just go.
Well,
we have to figure out
the
like what we're gonna do about the place being frozen in time.
Yeah. First idea of the first people who, of course, would know would be the witches, but they're kind of out. Second,
We could go talk. We could go. How about this? We could go and talk to the unicorn.
That's my.
We could do that.
That
I
was
guess.
my first reasonable plan, though. It's quite a trip.
This
Is it-
implies you had unreasonable plans.
Yes, like talking to the witches.
All right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's a real plan.
regardless, is there anything else we want to see around here first? Anyone around here that we think could Indian?
Oh, we could go see if the Briganox have
Ooh,
information for us because we helped out their
yes, that would be good.
their dude.
Okay.
That
Whatever
would be-
you want.
That seems like a good first stop, if nothing else.
We're in the area.
We are.
All right. So you want to go? Well, you're already in the Briganock mine. That's where you came through, right?
Oh, okay.
Because the mine is what got you the secret way into the castle. And
Gotcha.
now you came through that way.
Okay. So we can ask him if they know anything about what the deal with the castle is.
Perhaps you can have ideas of anything. I mean, surely you guys have tried something, right? Surely they've tried something.
So, I'm sorry, so who are you talking to?
What do our current hosts know about the palace?
Mm, let me just take a look here. So, whoop. Okay. Do this. All right.
Hey, Mark.
So, all right, go ahead, Jason.
Hold
What
on a
you gonna say?
second. Nope.
No, never mind.
you go
You go. No,
Okay.
no, you go. I'm good. It's good.
That's fine. So, sure. So you question your host, who is oddly a human who has been kind of the spokesperson for this race. And
Oh wait, we're back to mine. Okay, sorry, I was kind of zoomed out.
that's okay.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I'm just kind of checking this out here. Is it he or she? I can't.
If I remember correctly, it was the human male rogue, right?
It is a human male rogue. That is correct. Okay. So, okay. So he says, hold on, I'm just trying to make sure I know exactly what I want to give away here. Just give me 1 second. I apologize. I thought you guys were going into a different direction, so you caught me a little off
I
guard.
thought so too. I thought we were just gonna go check out the
It's-
cool new thing, but that's not
it's-
allowed.
It's good.
We have
It's
to,
good.
like, take
No,
a tactical
it's
approach
fine.
or whatever.
It's fine.
It may be fine for you, but I wanted to go hit things.
That's very
Uh,
not Inari.
What do you mean that's not an Ari?
Inari isn't a hitter, is she?
Well, she's not a hitter, but she likes just going and doing things.
It's fair.
She's very impulsive. She'll just
Dude,
like, oh,
she built a
shiny.
gun.
She has a
She's
gun.
like you, Matt.
Yes.
Matt has a gun?
what?
Matt has a gun.
Yes,
So-
I have a gun.
New Matt lore.
New Matt lore, I have a gun.
he says, Well, I don't know much about what's going on in the castle. He says I was part of an adventuring group called Valor's Call,
Mm-hmm.
who was hunting down a pack of villains called the League of Malevolence.
Oh, the League of Malevolence.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
thank
I've heard
you.
about them.
My tongue does not roll for that word, but yes,
I've
thank
heard
you.
that name before.
Have we?
Wasn't,
Yeah, I don't
it like,
recall that.
wasn't it like the first guys who jumped us as soon as we got in here said that?
Oh. Well, they were pretty piss easy, so.
Yeah, that one dude, we kind of like beat the crap out of him.
He
It's what-
says, I don't know what's going on with my former adventuring group, but I assume that they are safe at the palace.
Hmm.
And these creatures here, the Brigannox, need my protection, so
Hmm.
I've elected to stay with these folk for a while.
All right, fair enough. So what means do we have to get to the palace or back to thither if we want to talk to the what's it called, the unicorn? Do we still have a hot air balloon?
You have there's a way through a mountain pass that you can go, or the folks here are willing to give you, was it storks? It was some sort of flying creature.
The mountain pass would take us where, to the palace?
Yes.
Okay.
Either that, or they're more than happy to give you some giant storks who will fly you to the palace, like the eagles of Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Considering your options.
Not that I can think of.
Okay. So where you going? I don't even know now. What's your next steps?
Do we want to see what's going on at the palace, or do we want to go and talk to the unicorn?
Hmm?
That's an overwhelming conversation.
Wait, say that again?
Do we want to go to the palace, or do we want to talk to the unicorn first?
I think we should just go to the palace.
Alright.
I think we should follow the plot. I think I should pull a very anti-Mark move and go where we're supposed to.
There's no
Fair
supposed
enough.
to. You can go anywhere you want.
Yeah, but that's where the plot's going. You go to the 3 other places, and then you go to the final dungeon, and then you beat the shit out of the final boss, and then bing bang boom. You know? That's how the plot goes.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's what I think is the plot, at least. I feel like I have a pretty good guess on what's going on. Now we've been through this shtick 3 times. We got the MacGuffin. Well, it's not a MacGuffin. It actually does something. We got the thinger.
Huh.
The unicorn horn. So then we can just go to the last place, and then we can do Gesundheit, whatever we need to do there, and then the plot's going to resolve itself, probably. Or we can just run around and beat the shit out of witches now that we're swole as fuck because we walked around the castle and beat the shit out of, I don't know, Jabberwocks or whatever. I don't know. I'm sure there's something nasty there that's like eating the magic that's stopping time or something ridiculous.
Alright.
That just feels like something that would happen.
All right, then I guess let's head over.
Okay. Let me get a few things going here.
Just that Mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were saying how it's not quite as weird. People are saying it's not quite as weird, but to quote this here,
What's
you'd be
not quite as weird?
the Northman.
Oh, okay.
You'd be forgiven for thinking that his uniquely twisted sensibilities might have been watered down for his first studio picture. Thankfully, there's a howling hallucinatory initiation ceremony in a dank shack within the first 10 minutes that quells any fear this is Diet Eggers.
Okay. I just said I don't think it's a horror movie.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
but
it's not a horror movie. It's still wacky, but it's not horror.
Okay.
It's not as horror-y, but creepy bits.
Let's go.
All right. Whoop.
Ooh, this is big. Oh shit, there's a big dude there. That guy kind of looks like a king.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice. Whoa, that's cool. Look at that.
So is it like super dark to you guys?
Look, if you move your guy really far, look, put that over
It'll
here.
just glide there, yes.
No. I mean, like, no. The light moves as your thing glides.
Yeah.
You
A
should
light
have
work.
unlimited vision except by it's
Walls,
daytime,
yeah.
so unless there's a wall or something.
I'm
in
saying
your
this
way,
over
you can
here. I don't know how to ping it.
see. You guys
this,
are like flying
this
around.
over here.
Whee!
Yeah, just gotta make sure we
Like
see everything.
the gate,
you know.
the gate.
Please stop
Well,
flying.
if you're going to fly around, I'm going to get you smacked by something. So, you never know
Oh,
where
we're
you're
getting
going.
smacked by something? Gotcha.
Maybe.
Okay.
If you're moving there, then you're moving there.
That's true. I guess we better stop flying around everywhere.
Well, you can.
What's
So,
going
like,
over here, though?
yeah, I guess we should go talk to them.
All right. So the storks set you down, and as you're getting close, I mean, looming above you is a ominous gray citadel hewn out of the mountaintop.
Mm-hmm.
The path leading to it is winding, and wind swirls around its towers, and ravens cluster and caw in its granite nooks. A crooked finger of lightning strikes a metal rod protruding from the topmost sphere, and the sound of applause drifts over the citadel's battlements. Oh, never mind. I'm in the wrong section. God dang it. My bad. That's the other castle.
Oop.
Oop, fail. Sorry. Alright, here we go. A twilight palace emerges from a dreamlike from the clouds. A great marble tower, ringed by delicate spires, casts shadows over the rooftops below. Another tower teeters nearby, torn from its foundation and held aloft by a coiled beanstalk. Monstrous vines cling to the palace walls and choke the rock on which it perches. From here, you can see all of Prismere. So you can see from here, hither, yon, and thither.
Hither, thither, and yon.
Hither, thither, and yon. Yes, thank you. Can't speak today. You land, you see this a party kind of off to your side, and shortly after you land, you see that hundreds of birds burst from a canopy of this ancient forest below you and scatter in all directions. Moments later, a much more fearsome creature erupts from the woods. A pale green dragon that takes to the sky and flies towards the palace. Its mighty wings carry it to great heights. Once above the palace, it drops like a stone and this kind of lands. Boom.
No. Oh. Mm-mm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
And then
What's
it
what's
kind
he
of
doing there?
What
just
you doing there,
moves.
Frank?
It moves towards the palace and starts to vanish from sight behind the high palace walls.
Well, I guess I guess we'll worry about that later.
Something tells me that we're not supposed to mess with that.
Perhaps, but also, what if we did?
Okay, my question is, why the heck does it just drop? Does did they also did the did the time stop also establish a no-fly zone or something?
He
Hmm.
just dived, right?
He just kind of dived. Yep.
Yeah.
So you see around you the sense of after the dude leaves, right? Um, the sense of roses, cowslips, other flowers and stuff suffuse this vast garden. Ahead, a ring of standing stones rises from the flower beds. Glittering streams divide the garden and connect with a large pond shaded by willows. The garden is silent, save for the sound of music and voices coming from a colorful pavilion by the front gate.
Hmm,
Let's see what these guys are up to.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Um, as you go, you hear the music and the voices coming from inside. As you take a look around, you see 7 guests. One of them a talking bear, lounge around a picnic table covered with emerald green cloth and laden with cakes, teapots, teacups, and cutlery. 2 of the guests are motionless and silent, but the others are engaged in spirited conversation. At the back of the pavilion, a string quartet of badger minstrels play a delicate chamber music. So as you take a look, you can see like there's the farmer, there is a aristocrat, there is a headless dwarf, there is a brown bear, and then there is a female noble.
Neat.
Hello?
Hello. How are you all?
So the male noble turns to you and says, "Welcome." And the dwarf turns in your direction too. How he knows where you're at, even though he has no head, I don't know. But he turns to your direction and he stomps his foot once.
Oh, I assume that means something, but you know.
I don't know what that means.
The noble says, "So are you? I assume you were here to see Zabina as well."
Well,
I guess.
yes.
Among other things.
Yes, we have been told to wait here in the garden until meetings can be arranged with her representatives.
That
Hmm.
might be a while.
You really can't tell why you're here. We've been enjoying the company, and it's been quite fun. Our host has been very generous, even though we have not met her yet.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but your host may not be coming to see you for a long time.
Really? What makes you say that?
Well, mainly, I gotta unmute the server. Mainly because, well, she's kind of stuck in there.
Hmm. Interesting. I don't know. Sabina is quite powerful. I doubt that she's stuck anywhere. But we shall see. Feel free to have some tea and cake, and we shall find out when our host is ready to see us. And he kind of turns and talks to some of the others.
Something tells me that we're not going to make much progress with these people.
Mhm.
And as you do look around, right?
Just an inkling.
Two of the guests are certainly frozen, but as you look, you can see that most of the objects in this world seem to be non-moving as well. You can see all kinds of objects being frozen in time, whether it's even to the water that is, maybe some within 100 feet or whatever within you. I can measure that. But as you look towards the stream, it's actually 50 feet. You can even see from this distance, you don't see anything moving. You don't see the water moving. It just seems to be all frozen in time.
Yeah.
Huh.
These creatures are not. You are not. Well, I should say all but two of them are not.
What?
Well, two of them weren't moving and didn't respond.
True, but as you look at them, they seem to be frozen in time. Like they're not just like standing still. They are not moving. It becomes more and more obvious as you're nearby that they are just
Fuck.
they're just stuck.
Okay, so time is still stopped. Well, sort of. Things are still going to move. I don't know how this thing works. What is this? This time freeze makes very little sense.
But neither do most things in the Feywild, so like, what you gonna do?
What do you want to do?
I guess we should find a way in.
All right.
The
Looking
castle
around,
is definitely you see it. It's that structure north
straight
on the
ahead.
map.
Yes. And then there's also a tower to the west, it appears.
It would seem so to me, kind of. Oh, look, there's a little burp. There we go. We'll fix that.
I want to check out these rocks because it took so long to check out the last Stonehenge. I'd like to check out this Stonehenge.
Sure, feel free.
What's up with it?
What's up with it?
Yeah, what's its shtick?
Its shtick is there's 20 moss-covered standing stones forming a ring in the middle of a small clearing. The arcane writing inscribed on the inward facing side of each stone and the space between the stones are free of vegetation.
Can I try and decipher the runes on them? You said they were arcane in nature, correct?
Sure. You want to make a Arcana check?
Yeah. I'd like to get some use out of this skill. 24.
24. You determine that this ring of stones functions as a teleportation circle.
Ooh, neat. I'm gonna write down the teleportation address or whatever it is.
Sure, no problem.
In case I need to come back here. And I have access to teleportation circle, not that I can learn the spell myself. I don't believe. I think I only get up to 4th level spells, though I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's a bit high. It's
What?
higher up on the food chain.
So wait, you're telling me that this?
Telling you that what? Telling you what?
Cool, I guess.
What am I telling you? I guess? What do you mean, I guess?
I mean, what's up with the stones?
They're like a landing pad for a teleportation circle. It's like you teleport here.
Oh, how
You know how
nice.
there's like bus stops? Yeah, it's like a bus stop for teleporting.
I'm not gonna make that joke. No.
Not like I could use it, but like
I'm very
it's too high
because
level for me. I don't think I could ever use it.
very tempted to make a certain joke, and I'm not making it.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, you know what joke it is.
I do believe I do.
So are we going to the tower first, or are we going to the front entrance first? Actually, let's start with this. Which way did the large dragon thing go? Is that the Jabberwock?
It
I
is
don't
a
know.
Jabberwock. It is not
It's a
your
Jabberwock.
typical dragon.
Okay.
He went this way towards the main building, the main castle, and kind of, we'll say, crawled its way among the battlements and went behind the castle.
Right. Let's not go that way first.
There is a tower over
Hmm.
here where you have steps. There is also another tower over here, which there's not any obvious way of getting in from what you see.
Well, then maybe just go steps.
What's up with this axe?
What's up with the axe? Fair question. So there is this a gleaming great axe embedded in a withered tree stump near a bend in the stream.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Big shiny.
What's your strength?
Bad.
10.
No
It's
chance.
not bad. It's perfectly average.
Doesn't move for you.
Hey,
I don't
anyone
think my
strong?
strength's very good either. I could check what my strength is, but I don't think it's very high.
Anybody slow?
You probably have the best strength out of us.
Really?
Probably.
Strength
You're
is
with
so
a
dumb.
wizard, an
Yeah,
artificer, and
you
a
have
I have a
Rogue.
rogue.
plus
Strength.
1.
You have the best strength.
Hey, you
A
want to
plus
try and pull this
one?
axe out?
Yeah.
It's
could
a
be
plus
fun.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone else is at +0.
No, Interfest and I are -1, I think.
How
Yeah.
am I the second strongest person in this party?
I mean, we had Bralgwyn, but like.
We did have Rollin, who is now gone. I guess he was supposed to be strong, but alas. He could not make it.
None of you can move the axe.
Wow.
Bummer. Oh well.
What a bummer.
Ooh, what's this?
Oh boy.
I love your curiosity.
It's fun. It's shiny. So many shiny things.
It's a rose
She
garden.
is gonna get her stuff.
Ooh, nice.
This fragrant rose garden is bordered by a bronze fence. The roses come in a variety of colors, with a few white and black specimens among them.
Ooh.
Glistening
So,
spider
like-
webs cover the rose bushes.
Ooh.
You're outside the fence, right?
I don't know. Can I get over the fence?
I wouldn't go over the fence with the
Sure, you
what
can
what
if
with
you
all
wish.
those spider webs. Don't do it. Don't.
Not
don't
too late.
do it.
I'm already in
Don't-
here. Can I ritual cast detect magic? Are any of these roses magic?
So, let's see. There are. 1 second. Sure. I'll say there are 5 roses that give magic. They're
Hey,
all
do we
in
want
one
some
box.
magic roses?
No.
Are you sure? They're pretty cool.
You see them
Do-
in the heart
Do
of the
you
rose garden.
see those spider web?
Yeah, it's just
They-
spiders.
They are coiled around a statue of a prancing satyr holding a set of pipes to its lips. Because what else do they do?
Hey, beekeeper.
Yes.
Found a satyr.
Each one is a
That's
different color.
certainly neat.
There's a black, a blue, a green, a red, and a white.
Ooh. Can I cast Identify on each of them? Ritual cast?
Well,
Do-
you
Do
can.
we have an hour? No.
You have it for a while.
No. Identify.
Identify. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
I'm gonna switch over to Identify so I can figure out what they do.
Sure. They are chromatic roses,
Mm-hmm.
and each one of them. So what you could do is you can while holding the I'll just read it to you. While holding the rose by its stem, you gain resistance to the damage type associated with the rose's color.
Mm-hmm.
If you take more than 10 damage of that particular type from a single source, the rose disintegrates and you take no damage instead.
Mm-hmm.
As an action, you can blow the petals from the rose to produce a 20-foot cone of either acid, lightning, poisonous gas, fire, or cold, depending on the color of the rose.
Mm-hmm.
The creature makes a 15 Constitution saving throw, or they take 3d10, save for half.
Gotcha.
Using that property destroys the rose.
Obviously. I'll just leave them.
Okay.
Nope, nothing interesting here, guys. Just some magic roses that are like super destructible. Kind of boring. No spiders either. I'm really disappointed. You had me all hyped up for spiders. I can't believe you, Duke.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, no spiders. It's a real shame. What's this thing? Is it a thing?
I'm surprised.
That thing there,
Mm-hmm.
that thing is a thing.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
you see a marble fountain rising on the bank of the stream, overflowing with time-frozen water that spills from the mouths of sculpted animals.
Ooh.
The frozen spray surrounding the fountain creates rainbows in the air around it.
I love rainbows. Rainbows are great. Well, that's nice. Very pretty. Well, did you guys have anything you wanted to do?
Go up that tower. That is the location of not the giant dragon.
Like, I guess we could do that. But that sounds boring. Oh well. Come on, let's go.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Oh, come on. I gotta take 2 jumps. I gotta take like 3 movements to go up the stairs. I can't just fly up there. That's a real shame.
See, I put an invisible wall there just for you. You there, beekeeper? You having problems?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Just making sure you're coming with the group.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Alright. Well, I guess Inari's opening the door?
No.
I'll
Okay.
open the door.
I'm not opening the door. I didn't want to go in the tower.
I will open the door.
Go for it.
I am the resident beekeeper. Huh.
It's full of trees.
Sure is tree.
Ooh, trees. That's almost a panther.
Wait, explain what we see through this door before people start moving around.
Sure. There's a double door at the top.
Okay.
There is a bronze plaque above the door that says envy in common. The tower is 30 foot tall, has no roof. That's all that's in the front.
I mean, like what? Like the door was opened.
The door was open.
What do we see?
You see that oak trees fill much of the interior of this tower. There are rays of light that cut through the canopy, illuminating a marble pedestal that stands at ground level, swathed in tree roots. There is a hulking lion, seemingly made of iron, that stands on the pedestal. It turns and looks at you and flicks its tail in irritation. And he says, "You can call us Envy," it says. I'll even give you a picture.
Ah, nice to meet you, Envy.
Hold on. Whoop. There you go. I gotta start loading some of these pictures into Foundry next time.
Hello, how are you? How are you?
Actually, is he in here? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Burp. There you go.
Ah, hello. How do you do?
Oh.
Envy says, he says, "You should all kneel before me."
Sure. If it makes you happy.
Does everyone kneel?
I suppose
kneel.
I will not argue.
Sure.
We'll not argue with the giant lion.
Okay. So the lion seems pretty pleased by that and says, "Thank you for showing me the proper respect of one of my station."
Of course. What is your station exactly?
He says, "We and our counterpart were created as a pair to protect the gardens from intruders in Zablina's absence.
Ah.
Our presence here means that our mistress is gone, where
that's not good.
we do not know. But the palace receives visitors in her absence. Guests are to remain in the garden pavilion until Sablina decides to grant them an audience. It is not our responsibility to protect visitors."
Wait, so their responsibility is to prevent people from going in?
We are here just to protect the gardens.
Oh, just protect the gardens. Okay. Oh, okay.
Myself
How
and
good.
my counterpart, who cannot stand, which is wrath.
Well, it seems that you're doing a good job, because there are some people who seem to have been in that garden for some time and are unharmed.
Thank you. I know that I do my job very well.
And you said you were one of a pair?
Yes. My counterpart is Wrath.
Where is Wrath?
He sits in the other tower across the way.
There doesn't appear to be a way into that tower. At least not from the garden.
No, there is not an entrance from the garden. The entrance is on the castle side. Or if I'm feeling particularly spry, I could always go up through the roof, which does not exist.
Well,
Anything else I can help you with?
Hmm. Do you know anything about the large monster in the castle?
Oh, a monster? You mean the Jabberwock?
I guess.
Yes.
It's like a big dragony looking thing. It's green.
Is it not malicious?
Well, it serves our mistress.
Hmm.
So,
Interesting. I did not know that.
I guess it depends if you piss it off or not.
Well, I will do my best to not piss it off then.
Certainly seems preferable. What does piss it off? Just so we can know what not to do.
What not to do? Well, I would say the the Jabberwock is not always want people going into the castle where it's not supposed to be.
So,
But the Jabberwock can be quite tired at times, especially after it's fed. So, if you're relatively quiet about it, it might not bother you. But of course, you shouldn't be in the palace anyway, since you'll be summoned when it is time to see the mistress of the house.
the thing is, she happens to be frozen in time right now. A bunch of witches
At
like
least
cast a
that's what we've
spell.
heard.
Yeah.
That she's stuck inside the palace.
I don't know anything about that. I just guard my realm is the garden, and I do not venture beyond that. Anything I'm telling you about the inside is just what I've heard from others.
Respectable enough.
But like, if she was indisposed, would it be okay if we were in there?
I don't know.
Well, is there like any way we could get in?
At the very least, we would be at risk. Unlike out here in the garden.
I presume there certainly are some doors to get inside. They may be locked. They may not be locked. I do not know.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Not particular.
All right.
no.
Well, thank you for your information, and hopefully we can see you again soon.
Well, I
Indeed.
look forward to it. You have been very very good manners for someone who has been around lately. You know, you get kind of a mixed bag sometimes with people.
Oh, who's been rude?
Well, anyone who is rude, I certainly take care of.
Huh. Gotcha.
Ah,
Is that alright?
I don't know. Anything else?
I guess we'll be heading out to check out the rest of what's around then.
Okay. So where do you head off to?
I guess let's start by checking the other side of the garden and then checking the front entrance.
Sure.
Wait, where are we going next then? Wait, I'm confused.
Generally towards the front entrance, but
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I thought you said something else first.
maybe looking around to see if there is potentially another way in hiding in the corner or something.
What's up with
But
this
it's
big lake?
doubtful. That's a good question. What is up with the big lake?
You see willow trees encircling this sheltered pond. Lily pads dot the mirror surface of the water, and hungry dragonflies dart about, feeding on motionless fireflies that form an unmoving cloud above the still water. So, oddly, the fireflies are frozen in time, but the dragonflies are not.
Maybe it's because they're too powerful because they're dragons.
I do not think that being a dragonfly correlates anything to being a literal dragon.
The water itself doesn't seem to move either.
It doesn't move?
Nope.
That's not how physics works. I poke it.
Okay. The water is almost like having soft dough in your hand. It's malleable, right? But it's not. It's certainly more gel-like than water.
That is incorrect.
As you also touch the water, you see a delicate hand made of water, black as winter's night, silently breaks the water surface.
Oh!
The hand clutches a crown made of silver needles. Below the hand, under the surface, a school of shimmering black fish takes on a vaguely humanoid form.
That's neat. I'll take it.
Okay. So...
It's kind of sharp, though.
Yeah, it is kind of sharp. It is difficult to handle.
I'm just
without,
gonna make like a little
gloves or gauntlets. It
I'm
is
just
enough
gonna-
to deal damage, but you really can't hold the crown for longer than a minute before the discomfort becomes unbearable.
Gotcha. Well, my plan was to just kind of, like, I guess just wrap it up in, like, I was gonna, like, wrap a little piece of rope around it and then just kind of dangle it there so I could hold it without touching it. Anybody have gloves? Like, some thick gloves?
What are you trying to do?
Well, this thing hurts to hold. But, like, I don't want to carry it around on a rope, so I'd rather just hold it with gloves. Do I have gloves?
That would be a good thing to have on me, but I'm afraid I don't.
Do I have gloves? Anybody have gloves? I know we don't have the sturdiest armor or anything, but like I would think we'd have something.
Like a gloves item, or like, are you wearing gloves?
Like, are you wearing gloves? I don't think anybody is.
I don't remember whether Shaylar wears gloves.
Like, I feel like I would have gloves. I feel like that's a reasonable conclusion to make. Since I probably do some metal work, I'd probably have some sort of, like, smith's gloves on me. I mean, I don't have proficiency.
Hold on,
I have
let me
proficiency
check.
in woodworking tools. But I feel like I could safely assume I carry around some, like, gloves for protection. Like, some nice PPE gloves.
Okay, I'm not wearing gloves.
And
Is
as
that-
you also pick up the crown, you hear a gentle voice in the wind. And the voice says,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of whenever, the end of ever after,
Mm-hmm.
the start of an age,
Mm-hmm.
the finale of every moment,
Mm-hmm.
the first in history.
Funky. Could I get that written down before I forget?
Nobody has ever done that before.
Done. Strange women lying in pounds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
True.
Truly is not.
Truly.
Hmm. Well, that is some weird capitalization, but Weaamh doesn't really spell anything.
I'm sorry, the what?
The last, like the little words at the end, they all are capitalized, but the first letter is Weaamh. Doesn't really spell anything.
Mm-hmm.
WEA. Weem.
Well, thank you for the strange message. Whoever that was, I will ponder on it.
Huh.
It seems like a puzzle.
The beginning of whenever.
Best. Whenever the end, the finale of every. Sounds like nonsense.
Beginning of whenever. The end of ever after. Start of an age.
Like wham doesn't spell
wait.
anything. Yeah.
No, guys.
Yeah.
The beginning of whenever.
Uh-huh.
The end of ever after. Start of an age. The finale of moment. And the first in history. Spells wrath.
Uh-huh. That's cool. Oh, big brain. Well, we don't know any wrath. We just know envy. Hey, isn't there another tower?
Yes.
We could
So-
try bringing this to Wrath.
Well, we haven't found wrath yet.
Well, yes, but when we do find him or them, they seem to talk in the plural.
The royal we.
I guess they're Venom.
Venom.
We are wrath.
You say Venom.
Well, I mean, this kind of looks like a tower over here.
Yes, but we can't get in it.
Is there like
no
a door or
way in.
something on here?
No.
I'm asking the GM. Just want to make sure.
You don't see any.
Is there any windows?
Mm-mm.
Nothing?
Nope.
It's just solid rock?
There's no roof like the other tower.
Oh, like how far away is the not roof?
How far away is the not roof? I would say the base of the tower is 10 foot higher than the garden, and the tower is about 30 foot tall.
Well,
So
that
we
makes me need to double check a feature of
So we
mine.
could get over the wall if we could go 40 feet vertically.
I mean, we have like 300 feet of rope, and I could probably make a grappling
Do
hook
we?
head.
Who
Yeah,
has
how long is
rope?
the rope?
Who has rope?
How far can Beekeeper fly these days?
Forever.
10 feet.
Yeah.
Well, you 10 feet around.
10 feet around. What's your maximum height?
Maximum
Non-existent.
height.
Yeah, it's 50 feet of rope.
You know, I think I came prepared for this.
He came
Do you
prepared.
have pythons?
I, in fact, do.
I also do.
And a hammer.
And I do too. I think I have the exact same bag you do. I think we went to the same adventurers Walmart.
Quite interesting.
Indeed. Wait, yeah, beekeeper, you can just fly forever, right? It never says you
Oh
have to
no,
stop,
it
does it?
he gets it as a bonus action for 1 minute, 3 times a long rest.
Yeah.
I mean, this seems like a pretty good time. And if you could move
You'd have
10...
to, so you'd have to use it once to get over, and then talk to Wrath, and
Well,
then come
Mark,
back.
have you considered we have 50 feet of rope?
We use one to get the rope up there.
And then we don't use any more.
That could work, yes.
Yeah. So Jason, if you read that, or should I say beekeeper, right?
Yeah.
Like it says, you have a flying speed of 10 feet. So you fly 10 feet around.
Got it.
So it'd take you 4 rounds for the bees to hoist you up to the top.
The bees slowly
bees.
ascend him into the air over the course of 24 seconds.
That's not that long. Like, we joked, it's like, it
It's
takes
still very
24
dramatic.
seconds, but still, that's not bad.
Listen, if you can...
He
if you
has
can
risen.
go-
He brought rope with him, right?
Sorry, it's Easter. It just came to mind.
I
What
don't
is
know,
that a reference to?
If you could,
Jesus Christ!
if you
Oh.
could, if you could go 100 feet up in a single minute,
No, 60 feet. Oh, you're right, it is 10 rounds a minute. A round is 6 seconds. You can go 100 feet up in 1 minute. That's 100 feet a minute.
So what do you want to do?
Beekeeper's gonna pass us down the rope.
Yeah, I'm good. That sounds like a good idea to me.
And then we're gonna climb up to the tower.
So you have how much foot of rope?
50. Each rope is 50 feet long.
All right, so you're gonna tie them together. Okay.
I thought you said the tower's 40 feet tall.
It's 40 feet, so we should be able to make it, right?
Well,
Which one?
yeah. How you getting down?
Another rope.
We just put the one rope up there, and then we climb up and leave it there, and then climb. Oh, on the
Down.
other side.
And then
Do
we
I?
take another rope and put it down the other side.
True. Okay.
And we have a
fair
rope on each side that lets us move up and
you
down.
do have 100 feet of rope between just the two of them. So,
Between the 4 of us, we have 200 feet of rope. I think that covers it.
Okay. So beekeeper, you fly up.
Uh-huh.
I'll put you right there.
I don't know, man. That's a good 1 mile per hour.
I don't know. Good mile per hour. That's like walking speed.
That's
That's slower than walking speed.
like, bro, I walk at 3 miles per hour.
You're tall.
On a relaxing walk. When I go to the gym, I'll fast walk at 4 miles an hour.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, Dad, we typically do 3 miles in what, like 40 to 50 minutes?
well, I'm gonna go get a snack while we talk about how fast
Alright.
a walking speed is.
Well, you all climb up and over. So I'll just grab you all and put you on the other side of the... Zoop. There you go.
Just saying, a walking speed of 30 feet does correspond to a speed of about 3.5 miles an hour.
So the area looks pretty much identical to the last one you were at. And the lion, who you assume is Wrath, asks again for you all to bow.
The same thing.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes, I do the same thing.
Okay. Says, we are pleased by your actions. What can I do for you?
Is Matt here?
No, just left.
Oh, well,
You came in a very unconventional way into my area.
Well, There didn't
What's
appear
up?
to be any other entry.
Oh, Pog, it's Envy again.
No, it's
It's
Wrath.
Wrath.
Oh, hello, Wrath.
We
I was
didn't
supposed to
actually-
rename him. How come I didn't rename? That's stupid. Hold on. Oh, I gotta rename the token, even though I didn't rename that. My bad. Here we go. So, my bad. It didn't carry over.
Where do you see the name?
If I hover over it, I see it. Maybe you don't. No?
Okay.
Um,
No, we don't see it.
I would just assume this is Wrath if the other dude's Envy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I'll give it to you this way. Here. There. Happiness. All right. So, what did you want to ask?
Do you want me to get a drink real quick?
Sure. Go ahead. I mean,
Cool.
We
What's
wanted to
the-
ask about that crown that Inari received that had
Oh yeah, you want an empty
that
crown?
indicated Wrath.
Hmm. He looks at the crown and says, Sabina created that crown as a key that guests can use to reach certain areas of the palace in her absence. The crown has two forms, one made of silver needles and the other of golden roses. To transform the crown of needles into its gold form, it must be placed on the brow of the correct Iron Guardian. Which of us, Envy or Wrath, is the correct Guardian, we cannot say. Placing the crown on the incorrect Guardian banishes the Guardian to its demiplane, along with the crown. Once the crown is transformed in its gold form, either Guardian can wear it without being banished. Certain doors inside the palace become unlocked or locked, depending on which Guardian wears the crown. I'll
Is there some way for us to find out which of the two of you
Yeah,
is
that's
the
cool.
correct
I
guardian?
put the crown on his head.
No! I stop him.
Nah, it's too late. You can't stop me.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. You're not
Yes,
strong
I-
enough. You got an 8.
It has nothing to do with just the single
You physically
strength.
are too weak.
That's not how that works.
You gonna try to grapple him or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're probably going to multiple try to grapple you to stop you from being stupid and messing up the campaign.
I mean, 50-50. I mean, the man's name is Wrath. The poem said Wrath. I don't know.
The poem did say Wrath.
I mean, the poem just said, because Wrath tells us about it. Yeah?
The poem came from the crown.
The poem came from the crown?
Mm-hmm.
I
I picked up
return.
the crown, and the poem said Wrath in very cryptic ways.
Beekeeper, I put into chat what Wrath said while you were getting a drink.
Oh, thank you.
I'll let you digest that.
Yeah, along with the crown came this clue.
I guess that checks, yeah.
Also, worst comes to worst, we have a rogue.
That's a lot of. Oh my god, those are some wacky words.
Yeah, anyway, I smack the crown. I give him the crown. I'm like, hey, you want to wear this? I guess I give them the crown. It should be them because they're
You gonna place the crown on Wrath's head?
Well, I gotta make sure that they'll allow me to first. Don't want to be rude.
Absolutely, you are more than welcome to place the crown on my head.
I just do a nice little bunny pop up.
Okay. You place it on his head, and it turns into a crown of golden roses.
Woo, neat. That was fun.
So now there are some doors that are unlocked in this castle.
Yes, and at some point we may need to open certain doors. We may need to get to bring the crown over to Envy.
Yeah, well, you better be nice.
But I suppose, to start with, it can't hurt to leave it with Wrath for at least a bit.
I mean, what are we gonna do? Take it from him? I just gave it to him. It's a gift. You can't ungift things over here. Remember those rules of reciprocity or whatever?
True.
Anyway, I'm gonna go check out this door.
Go right ahead.
I open the door.
All right.
Man. Neat.
Follow them down the hallway.
That's a good idea.
Boom. Bop.
Oh, hello, sir.
So as you open up that door,
Yeah.
you
Beekeeper,
see.
you come in?
Yeah, I presume he's coming.
Yeah.
This candlelit workroom contains tables, dressers, and bunks for the palace staff. 5 goblins are frozen in place like statues, caught in the mundane chores of ironing clothes, fixing socks, folding sheets. A row of brass bells is mounted to one wall.
Oh, that's neat. I feel like this. What does the unicorn horn do? Oh well. Probably like signal bells or something. Well, boring.
So
Do you guys want to like check this place out or something?
Wait, what about the goblins?
Ah, they're frozen. They can't do anything.
Oh, okay.
what is everyone's passive perception?
Oh no.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
I mean, I really
Oh,
shouldn't be the
God.
person you're asking this to.
10.
Oh, what do I see,
Bee-
man?
Beekeeper has 16.
How do you just know that?
Just
It's on
take
your
your
character
perception
sheet.
modifier and add 10.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
true. Yeah.
So 18.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, Interface is 18, yeah.
So that would be what? Beekeeper and Interfez are higher than 14, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see over in let's see how to describe this. Over in the corner you see what appears to be a stick-thin man dressed in brown dress coat. He's against the wall over here, but he looks like almost as flat as paper. He is like crammed between the dresser and the wall.
Oh.
Doesn't seem to be moving, but there he is.
Well, we going to the next room or what?
Well,
Is,
alright.
is he frozen or is he not?
There's someone else here?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
where is they?
They're, trying to hide in the back corner. Past the beds.
Oh, okay. Hello. How are you? My name is Inari.
Doesn't
Oh,
seem
that's
to be
slick.
moving.
Well, so much for that.
I suppose.
But are they breathing?
Hard to tell. He's really thin, like, almost like a
Paper
shadow
thin?
against the wall.
Well, I'd like to... Oh. Guess he's dead. Oh, well. Guess there's nobody there. Just crazy.
Well.
Must be wrong. Oh, well.
Okay.
So what?
Yeah, there's no one in the corner. Just my imagination. You all must be going crazy.
You're sure there's no one in the corner?
I'm like pretty sure I'm going crazy.
I'm
I
pretty
looked right
sure.
there, and there is nobody there.
There's
And Ari's like ears, like hair just fell over their eyes. I'm pretty sure I went blind, actually.
that's. I don't-
Inari, move
Yes?
your ears.
Oh, sorry. Boing, they just like shoot up. Yeah, maybe there's someone there. I can't say for sure though.
There is someone there, right?
There is?
Someone,
Well, I should go greet them.
Someone back me up on this.
Hello, I'm Inari. Nice to meet you.
They're not moving.
They aren't? Like, how not moving?
Like,
Yeah.
frozen in time not moving, or potentially dead not moving, but I don't think it's that one.
Well, I mean, if they're stuck in this corner and frozen in time, when we unfreeze time, I doubt they'd like to be there. Someone probably shoved them in there. Let me get them out.
Good luck.
I mean, can I try to pull them out?
As you try to grab them, the person just like folds in half again, like a piece of paper, and goes
You're not
deeper
frozen
into
in time.
deeper into the corner.
I can't believe you not accepting my greeting. That's very rude of you. When I get you, something or other, I'll be back, and I'll be so friendly. You'll just have to say hi. My words, or I'm not Nari the Slick.
Yeah.
I love Blake as a Nari.
All
Well, where do you
right.
guys want to go next?
Pick a door, Inari.
Let's go here.
Okay.
Oh, there's like lizards in here.
There's also very
Actually,
small
they're more
people.
like weasels. Oh, and they're small people. I didn't see them at first. Hello, small people. How are you? How are you, weasels?
You see a 8-foot tall, 3-foot diameter, multi-layered cake
Oh,
rests
I love
on
cake.
a large round table in this kitchen, which also includes a stove and assortment of mismatched cupboards and work tables. 8 pixies are suspended in midair around the cake, each wearing a chef's hat and a flour-stained apron. 6 of the pixies squeeze cloth tubes that have icing coming out of them. The other 2 hold armfuls of tiny crimson candles. Thick creepers with broad leaves encroach on the kitchen through a partially open door in the middle of a concave wall. The roots stretch across the floor and coil around the large table, but not around a small rectangular wheeled table that 3 trussed up giant rats on it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time.
Right?
Well, I hope this plant didn't get on the cake. That'd be terrible. That'd be some perfectly good cake going to waste.
Hmm.
Oh, that local sports team, huh?
Yeah.
Indeed.
So there's a big cake in this room, there's pixies, and there's things everywhere.
Well, I gotta make sure to clean up the plants from the cake.
Yes, that would be probably useful.
It just depends, like I said, how picky they're going to be. You got it. No worries. Yeah, they're playing tougher. I'm not surprised that they lose this one. Hey, folks, sorry about that. My wife needed airplane advice. So where we got? Is Beekeeper coming with, or is he staying in the other room?
I think
I'm
Beekeeper's
coming.
not.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
just checking, making sure you're awake, dude.
Did the plant grow onto the cake yet?
Nope.
Oh, that's good. I want the plant growing on the cake. That'd be a waste of perfectly good cake.
So yeah, I mean, the pixies are just frozen in air. They have blue frosted cupcakes. They're putting icing on the whole deal, but they're all frozen. So
Interesting.
Ah,
How odd that we are still.
Wouldn't want to ruin their cake. What if we check? We should probably check this door back here first before we.
I think we should go over to this giant plant room.
There's a giant plant room.
Yeah, well, you see, the wall was broken, so I walked over here. Don't walk on the cake.
I won't. I'm not walking on the
Good.
cake.
Good. And then there's a giant plant that the giant root came from. I'd kind of like to know about that.
yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
here the palace has been torn asunder by the growth of an enormous beanstalk that has lifted one of the towers high into the air. The space between the open doorway is choked with rubble and thick roots that form the beanstalk's base.
Eggs, 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 eggs. I want eggs. Let's go, guys. Let's climb the beanstalk. Any objections?
What?
Why?
Eggs. You heard me.
How?
Any further questions?
Wait, how tall is the beanstalk?
Doesn't matter. Eggs.
It does. It does
We can just
matter.
climb it.
It does matter.
Get good,
I would
bro.
say 80 to 100 feet, guesstimate.
Oh, nice, a challenge.
That's not.
Not a challenge? Man, you're a good climber, Duke.
What makes you say that?
You said that's not very tall. You said it's not a challenge, if I remember correctly.
No,
I said that's a challenge, and you said not.
No, I said that's. I did not say that's not a challenge. I said let's not climb that
Why not?
because why would we?
'Cause eggs. There's eggs on the top. Come on.
What do you mean? There's eggs at the top?
There's eggs at the top. They're made of
Ew.
gold.
What do you mean? Oh,
Duh. Come on, you're supposed to be smart.
okay. I suppose so.
Yes. Eggs, eggs, eggs.
I'm confused, but what do we? Actually,
That's why
Yeah.
I have the intelligence of 18 and you don't.
Okay, Inari, then how do you propose that we are going to climb motions up and down? This.
bees.
No, not bees.
No!
It's a giant
Not
plant. It's got like
bees.
branches and roots everywhere, right? Is it gonna be like a challenge to climb?
It looks
Brandon
like it
Brandon
would
GM.
require a little bit of athletics. Sure.
Dark
Okay.
Souls 1 Great Hollow flashbacks.
Yeah. All right, let's go. 17.
All right.
I'm going to wait for the rope.
Eggs, 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 eggs. Well, I need more rope then before I leave. Dude,
Do
give
we
me your
have-
rope.
I don't think I have rope.
Yeah, everyone has rope unless you took custom equipment.
No, I didn't. I don't have rope.
How do you not have rope? Interfest, give me your rope.
I have a different type of equipment pack. I'm a scholar.
Interfest, rope.
I thought I used mine for the wall.
Beekeeper, rope.
I might have rope. I can see. Hold up. Inventory. My apologies, but I do not have rope.
Well, then I guess I'm the only one that's gonna be up there. Y'all have fun.
I guess we all have to climb it then. Oh boy. Is there anything else I can do? Hold on. Oh, here's a good idea. How about I cast Featherfall so that way I don't die?
I mean, I guess you could
Well-
do that, but you don't need to cast that until you're falling.
Oh, it's a reaction. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I will get ready to cast Featherfall.
Well, you don't need to get ready. You can just do it as a reaction.
I'm prepared for it.
So none of you have any rope?
Well, I have 50 feet of rope, but you said it's 100 feet tall. And Interfest's rope is outside on the other thing, so...
Ah, you didn't retrieve it. Okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah, because
Because
we thought we'd need to get
it
out.
over the wall.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
it's there for now until we need it to get back over.
That's fair.
Which I guess if we went back and you know what we could do? If we went back and found another way back to the front entrance, we could retrieve the rope and then
Yeah,
use
well,
it here.
I'm gonna climb the beanstalk. You guys go do that.
I-
It's too late. I already got my 17. I'm not wasting it.
Okay, well, you're up the top.
Awesome.
Are you
Okay.
Are you gonna still drop the rope, even though it's not? I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
that's,
I'll drop it the 50 feet that it's capable of.
Yeah,
It'll at least be some help.
Feet.
That's all the
Yeah.
help I can give you. There you
Can
go.
Can I climb? Okay, so how do I climb this?
Athletics.
Can I?
I mean,
not-
Beekeeper can just descend if he wants. If he wants to.
I
use
mean,
his
that would burn
bees.
one of his things.
Well, that's
But
up to
why
him.
not, right?
Is it possible that I could try to climb dexterously? Because my strength modifier is quite garbage.
Do you
Or
have,
is it?
do you
Or
have
is it
climbing
that?
gear, or
No.
this is more of a strength thing?
I guess the upper body strength is required to pull myself up. Athletics, here goes nothing. A 5.
Nah, you get like 5 feet up, and you're like, whoa, and
I try to climb up the branches and then fall on my ass. Can I? How do you rotate the character again?
oh, is it shift? I forget.
Is it scroll?
It's the scroll wheel.
Shift scroll wheel. Yeah, here we go.
Boof.
Oof.
Okay, I'm definitely not good at this.
I will try again.
Okay.
I don't even make it up like the first branch.
You've got like
Oof.
you're just a mess, dude.
Wait, I'm too far away to do that even. I was like, oh, I can just use my flash of inspiration to help a little, and then I remembered that's got to be within 30 feet, and I'm not within 30 feet of you. Keep up the good work, I believe in you.
Yes, I will continue trying, I guess. As long as I don't get hurt. A
You
6.
These
Ow.
are so pathetic. I can't even make you fall 10 feet. Like
Oof.
you're just like at the base of the beanstalk, just trying to like, figure out how to get like 10 feet off the air.
Beekeeper,
can
would
someone
you like to
else
go
help
first?
Sure. So can I use my bees to fly up there?
I mean, if you want, but that's gonna take one of your bee flying charges.
Okay, and we'll probably get a long rest at some point. Or however it recharges it. How do I have bees recharge again?
I don't know. It's on your character sheet. I haven't read it. It's probably short or long rest or one or the
It
other.
says.
It's a long rest.
Yeah, long rest.
Okay. Well, then it's a long
Why
rest.
not? I'm gonna fly up to the top.
All right. Fly away.
Cool.
You got it. Interfez, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I get somewhere.
Oh, he figured it out.
Yay! Good job.
While everyone else is up here, I'm not exactly the most thrilled with the idea.
Do you want to stay where you're at?
I think I will hang there.
I'm sorry, you staying down or up? I didn't quite catch that.
I'm hanging back.
You're hanging back. Okay, fair enough. All right, so let me do this. Give me 1 second. Let's do this. I want to do this. Like that.
Ooh.
And her fez is going to have to hang for a second.
Mm.
So, give me 1 second. Gotta switch things. Go here. Thank you. So you see... You got it. The interior of this tower is a mess of broken furniture and grasping vines. Amidst the ruins, a toad wearing a tiny wizard's cape perches on the lid of a treasure chest that has slid into a wall and has become surrounded by junk.
Where's this toad?
Hello? Toad?
I don't know if I have I have to find a toad for you. Hold on 1 second.
I was just
Toad
trying to see
asset?
if he was in like a room we couldn't see.
No, I'm sorry. I'll find you a toad.
Average toad asset.
No! None of that, Duke!
Here. It's not a giant toad, it's just a toad, but there's a
Duke
toad.
didn't say that.
Oh man, that's a big toad.
I can make him smaller.
I would hope. A
Um,
10 by 10 foot toad.
he says, how do you do?
Hello.
Good. How are you?
I am Sabrina's toad familiar.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
We're trying to unfreeze her in time?
Yes, we've heard that she's been frozen in time, and this whole
This whole place seems frozen in time.
this whole situation with the witches has been quite a bother, and so we're trying to fix that if we can.
Hmm. He says, yes, I've been watching the castle while all this has been going on, and I've really been in hiding up here ever since.
But why didn't you get frozen?
I was not in the castle when the spell took place.
Oh, okay.
Came back later and found this.
Gotcha.
Um,
Anything you could do to help us? Also, we saw like a dude who was like made out of paper downstairs.
oh, yes, he is the butler. He is quite
Oh.
shy.
He would not talk to me. It was very rude. I wanted to say hello. And then I thought he was frozen in time. Actually, I thought he was a hallucination, but actually my ears were just in my face. And then I went to say hi to him, but I thought he was frozen in time, so then I tried to pull him out because I thought it'd be uncomfortable to be stuck between a wall and a dresser. But then he just kind of like folded up and ran away. And I was like, man, that's rude. I'm gonna come back and you're gonna be so friends with me.
Duke just kind of like moves his head to the side to look at Inari from the side.
Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so now we're here because I decided to climb the beanstalk. Do you got any golden eggs up here?
Nope,
I don't,
no golden eggs. I am sorry.
Ah, bummer.
I don't
Anything
think
else?
golden eggs would help us with what we're trying to do, though.
Not everything is not everything in fairy tales are true.
Yeah, bollocks.
Not all that glitters is gold.
Shut.
Only shooting stars
Shut.
break the mold.
Shut.
So, I do know that the League of Malevolence has sided with the hags against Sabrina.
Oh,
I've
Hmm.
been too scared to go down to see what else has been going on.
you want to come with us?
Well,
We're pretty strong. We can protect you.
one thing that's been going on is that the Jabberwock has been going all around the castle and such.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
And
There is a vault that
vault.
contains a Vorpal sword that can slay the Jabberwock if you need to.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Wait, are any of us even able to like wield that though?
It probably Beekeeper.
What can I wield?
A longsword?
Oh, longsword.
It's a Vorpal sword to be precise, but yes.
Maybe. Can I two-hand it?
I'd have to see, but
I think you can use literally any weapon, so we should be fine.
you're a ranger, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fair.
She acquired the sword as a precaution in case the Jabberwock ever turned against her.
So let's try not to kill the Jabberwock if she likes it.
To be honest, the Jabberwock is not the biggest creature living in the palace.
Oh.
Oh,
There is also a enormous owl called Bloody Beak,
Oh.
and
Is it like
hates
these rats?
it hates the Jabberwock,
Oh.
but it is
Ooh.
confined to the aviary and frozen in time.
Oh. I think we saw some owl snacks downstairs in the kitchen.
So if we were to somehow find a way to get this owl, it could help us.
Possibly, you'd have to unfreeze the owl, and
How do you
the
do
owl
that?
would have to get out through the windows of the aviary. The password to open the windows, by the way, is that like Kansas? Yeah, it's Kansas spelled weird. There.
Good.
That's the password.
Oh, that's a weird password.
Kansas.
Kansas. Man, I've never heard of this Kansas before.
And what about that vault and the sword? How do we get to the sword?
The sword is in the vault in the central tower.
In the central tower. Okay.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully we won't need that. But do you know how we could unfreeze people in time?
I mean, we do have that unicorn horn, and someone said that would be helpful, but I don't know how we can use that in such a way that will
Help us.
help us.
Mm-hmm.
So allegedly it can, but we don't know how.
Yeah, do you know how, Toad?
You would have to speak the person's true name and touch them with the horn.
Oh, gotcha. Thanks.
So Bloody Beak would work
Yeah.
with the owl.
Assuming
Or does
that
it have
is
a
its
different
true-
name?
To my knowledge, that is his name.
Gotcha. What
Man.
was I gonna say? You wouldn't happen to know how you could get the butler to be my friend, would you?
No, I do not.
Oh, that's a bummer. Well, the
You're
butler would
very intent on
recognize
this
you,
butler,
right?
huh, Matt?
Well, I want to be his friend.
I can. Okay.
Oh, where is the aviary with respect to where we are right now?
Yeah. What's with the hole in the wall?
Oh, just damage from when I lifted the tower up.
Oh, gotcha. You're a pretty strong toad.
Wow, the beanstalk was strong. The
Yeah.
aviary is really just north of the beanstalk.
All right. Do we have anything else to ask him?
I don't know. What else is in this tower? Just you?
He's just
Just
chilling.
me. The
No,
rest
you
of
want
the
to come
tower.
with us?
No, I am perfectly happy here until this whole area is unfrozen in time.
Do you know anyone else's names that could help us? It feels pretty rude leaving everyone frozen.
Yeah, I can't say I know the names of everyone in the castle.
Oh, bummer. Oh well.
Yeah, no problem.
I
That's a
know
shame.
I know the sword's name. Not that that really is answering to your question, but the
Hmm.
sword's name is Snickersnack.
Oh, gotcha. Well, if we need to
Snicker
unfreeze
snack?
Snicker Snack, then...
Would we also need to do the same thing to unfreeze the sword?
Nah, the sword is fine.
Okay. Snickersnack.
Snickersnack.
Oh, PogChamp?
All right. Well, thank you, and we'll return to you if we run into any issues that
Yeah, we'll just come back.
because you seem to be the first person who has
I mean, there were Envy and Wrath. They've been kind of helpful.
well, they've been helpful, but they are not knowledgeable of what goes on inside the
That's
castle.
true.
Hmm.
So you really are the first person who has been able to provide us with truly helpful information that we can use to further our attempt.
Gotcha. All right.
And now we need to head back down.
No problem. I'll say between the rope and everything, you can get that down easy enough.
With perhaps a little bit of oofing.
Yeah, perhaps. Let's get back to where you were. Burp. Vorpal swords are fun. You guys ever have a Vorpal sword before?
No.
No. How does
Ah.
a Vorpal sword work?
You spin a 20 and you cut off the person's head.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. Like a decapitating sword.
Yep.
If it's too big, though, it can't decapitate them, and it'll just do like a super nasty slash.
But in general, critical hits, chops off their head.
I think that it's specifically if you roll a 20.
man. Okay.
So, like, a barbarian can critical hit 3 times as often and just knock off people's heads 3 times as often.
Oh, you can't crit more than once in a round?
No, it's that the Vorpal sword only works on 20s, not on crits.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh, because a barbarian can make it easier to crit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I remember correctly,
I can double check.
I'm double checking. It says roll a 20 on an attack roll, so it's not just a 20-20. You have to do a critical hit.
Mm-hmm. And roll a 20, you cut off.
yeah.
Roll
Yeah,
a-
but Ray is saying that I believe that there is some barbarian subclass that can roll crits.
Oh
on
no,
90.
all barbarians get
it's
no,
all
they have
barbarians?
savage critical. No,
Oh,
it's
there's
champion fighters that can
champion
crit on
fighter.
19 or 20.
Oh, gotcha.
But that
I
isn't a
know.
20.
Okay.
19 still isn't a 20.
Rolling a 19 is not rolling a 20, so you will critical hit but not decapitate.
Yeah, but if they can't have their head cut off, they just take an extra 68 slashing damage instead.
6d8. Nice.
Yeah.
So what's up?
Hmm?
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
presume that we're heading to the north to try and find the aviary.
Okay, this way's north. Let's go this way.
Is Beekeeper opening the door, or is Inari doing it?
That door's locked.
I think Beekeeper's probably the better man for the job.
Oh, wait, no.
Couldn't Beekeeper. So.
Oopsie whoopsie.
It wasn't locked.
My screen was
goodness.
just frozen.
So,
Oh man, you're a large fella.
Oh no!
Hello.
So, in this room, Give me a second to move things around. I gotta switch back to the other map. Group. Yep. All right. You see paintings of fey creatures and mounted heads of majestic elk with golden horns decorate the walls of this dining hall. In the middle of the hall, a deformed giant squats at the head of a table piled with food. The grease-stained tablecloth is tucked under the giant's chin as she washes down each slobbering mouthful of food with a gulp from a barrel of beer. A tea cart in one corner of the banquet hall has an iron kettle and a turning of steaming soup resting on dollies atop of it. Okay. So, as you come in, the giant is not frozen.
Uh-oh.
Very clearly.
And she looks at you, excuse me, and says, "Get moving and get the cake that was promised me. 8 tiers high, lit with blood-red candles and icing as white as snow.
I think he's referring to the
If you
cake.
return without it, I'll gobble you up instead to see if you taste as sweet as you look."
Okay.
Well then,
Hey, Beekeeper, let's
suppose
go this
that
way. Let's go get
we
the cake,
shall
okay?
be
That's
returning.
probably a good
Beekeeper,
idea.
let's go get the cake, Beekeeper.
Beekeeper,
Beekeeper.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Beekeeper, come on.
Beekeeper, come
As
on.
everyone rushing me, I like being in the room.
Beekeeper. Oh, whoops. Okay, so we're never going back in there.
Let's see. Well, the cake is here, but let's see if we can find a way
Let's
around.
not give the giant the cake made in the palace of the queen of this land.
There
who-
were 2 ways through that room. There was one to the east and one to the north. If I was
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
Well, it looks like that room isn't an option anymore.
so, we may very well need to go through it, and if we do, all we need to do is bring the cake over.
But then Zablina or whatever might be angry at us.
Who do you think this cake was for?
Probably her, if I had to guess. Maybe it's for the butler who won't be my friend. He will be my friend!
I mean, she said that she ordered the cake, so
Ooh, the giant?
yeah.
Yeah, dubious. Anyway, let's go in here. Hopefully there's no cake-desiring giants in here.
Sure, go right ahead.
Doesn't
Is
look
there a-
like it.
I mean, it is rather
There's a cool
dubious.
room over there, though. I
Yes,
want to
but
go
this
this way,
curve-
though.
This curves
Ooh,
around
stairs!
to the.
Stairs. You guys want to?
Oh, we can see out. Oh, there. That
All right,
just
so
goes
where's
to,
Inari going?
And Ari just ran over to these stairs.
and
She's
Ari,
just
please wait
assuming
for
everyone's
everyone
going
else.
to follow
Just
her.
making sure everyone know where everyone's going.
Yeah.
And Ari, please stop for a moment while we wait for
But like we could go this way.
this slower
You just
member
hear
of our
this
party.
voice from the other side. We can go this way.
We could just go this way. Come on, it'll be fun.
There is the thunderstorm void.
Yes, Beekeeper, you coming?
Oh, there's also a staircase.
I'm not moving apparently.
Inari,
Okay.
there's also a staircase here.
That is true. We could go on this staircase, I guess. Let's go this staircase.
But
I like the thunder room.
I liked your original plan better though, because
Yeah,
that
it's too
is-
late.
No, stop. This way is more to the north. We could
Yeah, but like
find
this
the
way has the
aviary.
cool
So
thunderstorm.
let's start with where people are looking at the thunderstorm. Okay. You see a rectangular courtyard that is open to the twilight sky. It has no visible floor. Instead, a vortex of dark clouds turned below. A marble tower rising from the maelstrom is encircled by 7 turrets. 4 stone staircases extend from the outer areas of the palace to the tower, each one part of a buttress that spans the void and stabilizes the tower. So you got that. There's basically a tower in the middle of this void with the 4 staircases that you are on, making the buttresses that holds the tower in place. As you look up towards the storm, higher up on the tower, you see debris, and you see that part of the tower has exploded outward, and its stony fragments are hanging in the air as though time around them has stopped. Among the debris, suspended above the stormy vortex, is an armored knight with a sword in one hand and a shield on his other arm. He looks like he was thrown backwards through the exploding wall before being frozen in place.
Oh.
Man, we're just feeling Faramazul now.
If you want to continue, I can put you into the tower, but I have to switch to the other map.
let's
So
go the
decide
other
what
way.
you're doing before I totally divide the group up onto 2 maps.
Let's find the aviary first.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Or wait, is the aviary on this floor or the upper floor?
We don't know.
Did the guy say?
You got the impression that the aviary is pretty big, and
So it's probably on both. So it probably is like tall enough to be on both
Okay.
floors.
I'll double check that. 1 second. Make sure my brain is right. I might be thinking of a different room. Oh no, it's
cool.
just on this
Thank you.
floor, the lower floor. Sorry.
Oh. Was there another way up to
The room that you were just in with the giant, that spans 2 floors.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I want to have. Can you
Hmm.
get out one of the the egg ones, the peanut butter? Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
Well, let's go up the stairs then.
By the way,
Why?
the storm that you see out there, while the tower and
True.
the person that's hanging in the air is frozen, the storm itself is not.
yeah.
And you get the feeling that if anything would fall in, probably don't have much chance of surviving without getting
Yeah.
out there pretty quick.
So we should try and stay on this floor, I guess, unless there's a way, because we want to try and find the the aviary.
I mean, you want to.
Well, yes, but we. How else are we going to? I guess we haven't run into the Jabberwocky yet.
Yeah. Sounds like a future problem. Anyway, let's go up these stairs.
Wh-
Or we can go through this door over here.
I
I
have
don't
the
know.
feeling that it will be an important problem in our near future, but fair enough.
Oh well.
So which stairs? The
that's
stairs by
future Inari's
Inari or the
problem.
ones in the storm? Inari is standing by a staircase around the corner.
Yeah, that's fine. We can go up those stairs instead of going into the void.
All right, give me a minute. I gotta go back to the map.
Oh, we can't just teleport?
No, the teleport is only in areas within the same map,
Ah, bummer.
which does sometimes make this a little annoying, but that's okay.
Man, these are some tall stairs.
I'm filled with some trash. Hold up.
Boop. No worries. Which means I've always got to drop you folks.
All right, stairs. Sorry, stairs.
That's
fucking
okay.
Yeah. Trash thrown out.
Ooh, stairs. We could go down these stairs.
We just came up the stairs.
We did? Oh man, I guess we shouldn't go back down them then.
Oh, wait
Ooh,
1 second. I'm
doors.
sorry. I made a mistake. Hold on a second. I gotta make these into doors.
These doors are made of doors.
My
These
mistake. This
torches
is,
are made of torches.
I didn't convert this wall into doors.
Everything
now
is
it's
made
a
of
door.
torches.
Yeah, I want to go through these. Let's go through this door.
Everything is made out of torches.
Which door?
Which
This
door?
one that I'm standing next to.
Wait, what's the south?
I don't know. A hallway?
So hold on 1 second. Oh, how did I do this? Oh, that was really dumb, Paul. All right, Paul fails. So, one thing first, one thing at a time. So, the doors by Nari and Duke, right? So,
Yeah. Actually, be careful with those doors because I think that's right above the place where the giant was, and that was a tall room, right?
it was. Why'd I do this? That was dumb of me. Oh, that's weird. Another fail. There we go. Don't mind me. I'm just deleting walls. All right, I'll fix that one. Where does that come from? Oh, you know what? I failed again. That's from downstairs. I shouldn't have put that there. Sorry. I should listen to myself the first time. I forgot what the map was doing. I think, this one here. All right, so the doors to the east there, they have above the door, there is a symbol that above it looks like a lion. So it's like a lion with a crown on top of it, and that door is locked.
Which door is locked?
What?
The one.
I hate
the
locked
east.
doors. Locked doors are the worst. Let's abolish locked doors.
The knock spell is for.
I guess. I mean, that's also what rogues are for, but like,
Well,
whatever. It's not like I have thieves' tools. Let's open this door.
go for it.
Ooh, whoops.
Oh, it's just a balcony.
So it's a balcony that looks out into the maelstrom, and you can see the one person who's frozen in time blasted out of the thing, and the wall.
Like, how
blown out.
far away is that?
Oh, damn, dead as hell.
Oh, what? Wrong button. So, like, someone got some rope? Oh yeah, I got my rope back.
Not that it matters. We don't know their name.
Yeah, but like, we can stop them from hanging over the void. We could probably still like move them. These doors are frozen in time, and we can open them. So I'm gonna try and like lasso him and pull him over here.
Well, it's pretty stormy out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best anyway.
Oh, but don't do that.
Why
we
not?
need the rope. Because
I mean,
need that rope.
you can put the one in the rope out there, and you get the feeling that if the dude wasn't frozen, that maybe he'd get lucky and grab it, depending if the
But like
planets
lasso.
align. Nah, you're not going to be able to lasso him. It's way too chaotic out there, and things are being whatever. Like if he was not frozen, then maybe he would get lucky.
But also, if he was not frozen, he would be falling.
If he wasn't
Yeah.
frozen, he'd be dead by now.
Ugh, fine, I'll save him later.
Okay.
Burps. And Ari burps from that meal she just ate. Anyway, let's go this way. Ooh, another hallway. Oh, this just goes to the giant plant.
Yep.
Well,
And
this is a shorter way back up.
You can see that, it's part of the way up.
Yeah, well, we never need to go visit the toad again.
Fair enough.
We might.
Oh, what? This is a boring room. 0 out of 10.
So hold on one second.
Are you sure it's that boring?
Like, pretty short. It's empty.
Well, is it really empty?
I don't know, is it?
No.
Oh.
So, in the room, you see 4 3-foot square oak panels are mounted on the wall to the east side of this short hall. Each panel has a hinged hatch attached to a wooden handle. So there are 4 panels. They're all closed. And there you go.
I'm gonna open one.
What?
I'm gonna open one of the panels.
I'm gonna open one of the panels.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Just to make it easy, 1, 2, 3, or 4. There's 4 panels.
It's 4.
Okay. You open up the panel, and you see a head of an ogre,
Oh.
and it says, "Bah."
Hmm.
That's it.
I close it.
Okay.
I open. Which one did I open?
Door number 4.
Okay, I opened door number 3.
And this is working for everybody, right? Because I see that Beekeeper hasn't moved and Duke's not.
My
in the room either.
my thing's being a little slow.
Okay. You have the best ping rate. I don't know why. That's why. I'm
Wait,
double
really?
checking.
Yeah.
You're in the same house as me. Mark, you have any problems, or are you good?
Nope. I hear you.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I
the
was wondering if
browser
you could
being a
move your
little
token.
funky.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
I just wasn't sure. So there's a head of an ogre, and he says, "Bah."
What about number 3?
Number 3 is a hobgoblin head,
Mm-hmm.
and it says, "Gah."
Door number 2.
There's a harpy head that also says, "Bah."
What about door number 1?
It's a bugbear head that says, "Yeah."
Cool.
How amusing.
I'm just gonna repeatedly open the harpy head and the ogre head doors, so it just goes ba 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 ba.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Ba 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 ba. Well, that's cool. It's probably a secret or something, but
What kind of head was in the first place?
Huh?
What kind of head was in the first one?
It's
a
in chat.
bugbear.
Oh, okay.
And that's the order. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, okay, so they say yabba gabba.
Yabba gabba.
Yabba gabba.
Or if you're
Gayabaga?
creative, you can make them go ba 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 ba
Ba ba ba ba ba ba ba ba ba.
ba ba. Isn't that Russian for grandma or something?
I don't know, is it?
I don't know. I
don't
guess
know
I'll check.
Russian.
I think it's Baba, B-A-B-A.
Why would we have them say grandmother, though?
I don't know. Sounds funny. Why wouldn't you want it to say grandmother?
Because it provides no particular asset to us.
I guess. Wait, isn't there a hag called Baba?
Baba Yaga?
Oh yeah, that. Hey, we could just make it say Baba Yaga. That'd be funny.
Why
I
would
make
we
the
do
I
that?
make the head say Baba Yaga.
You are all teleported.
What?
Ooh.
I called
That's
it.
cool.
I called it.
What do you mean you called it?
I literally had the idea.
I guess.
That was
I had
entirely my idea.
50% of the idea.
That was 100% my idea.
Give me 1 second to place you guys down.
What the fuck are we now?
I don't know. We got teleported somewhere. It's never gonna get old.
Oh, we're
Ooh.
in the explosion room.
Oh man, now we're even closer to helping that guy.
Huh.
I don't think you're gonna be able to help him.
So you see splinters of wood along with some loose papers, and 2 halves of a shattered blowing horn are suspended in the air, Whatever caused this unfortunate scene also punched a hole on the north wall on the landing between two staircases, one leading up and the other leading down. The stony debris from the blast is frozen in midair outside the tower. As you go out there, you see the human knight with a thick mustache and a look of surprise on his face was apparently thrown backward through the jagged hole that now hangs in the air amidst the debris. The knight wears a helm adorned with feathery wings, and he is holding a long sword and a shield. This looks like a study that basically blew up.
That's a shame.
Well, is there anything else in here besides the staircases? And does this is it kind of good? Does this what's down here?
That's just a wall. You have to go to where Beekeeper is and pick either go up or go down.
Okay. What's with this little like hook on the other side?
There's a hook on the other side. What are you seeing? Let's take a look.
Like this area.
Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, that is a there's like 7 small towers, alcoves that was around this central tower, and you can see as you look, I suppose, up the steps that you can go into one of the alcoves from the staircase.
Oh, from the staircase. Okay.
So if you go around the staircase, you can go into that area.
So we can go either up or down.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess we're already pretty high, so we should try going up and see if we can find anything up there.
All right. Now, as you say that, I did not put the damn teleport things into the darn thing. So let me see if I can either move you guys real fast or just put in the teleport stuff. I'll probably just move you real fast in terms of time, so we can do that. I wonder if I can have 2 of you on here. Let's see if that works. Just to drive you all crazy. So if you're going up, you said, right? So,
Everyone else agree with that?
We're going? Isn't
you
there
wanna-
stuff in here?
You want to go up?
there's
or
nothing
yeah.
of value in this study. It is
Oh,
blown
bummer.
up.
Well, then I guess we're going up.
You
You
go
got
up
it.
or down, and I
I
propose
say
that we
let's
go up
That
first.
sounds like fun.
All right. 1 second here. So that goes to that. Guys, driving me crazy. This map. It's not quite as bad as stupid Cursor Strahd, but it's starting to get to me.
Like, that was a seriously complicated map.
I paid for that map. There was no way in heck that I was going to build that. So there's actually 2 of you now. I don't know if you guys can move your second characters, but there you are. Okay.
Hello.
New doors ahead.
There are. So, whereas some other doors, the ones earlier that we talked about, right, had a lion's head at the top. This looks identical, only it's a stag's head instead of a lion's head.
I mean, we saw 2 lions earlier, so
And
that's
the
kinda
lions
cool.
were locked, so hopefully this will be unlocked because we put the golden crown on Rat's head.
Yeah.
Hopefully?
Hopefully, question mark?
Give it a shot.
Yes.
They seem to open.
Ooh, book.
All right.
Seems like an awfully empty room for a single bug.
So the walls, floor, and ceiling of this room are made of white marble tiles. In the middle of the room, a quill with a feather sheathed in flame and a black covered book rest on an iron lectern. So this is like the Matrix, right? The whole room is just white marble, except for this
Book.
this book, this iron lectern, so an iron, like you would see at college when someone teaches, there with a black book and a feather that's in flame.
Ooh, fire. Is
you
it hot
guys
fire?
You guys have fun with that book.
Is the fire on fire?
Do you touch it?
I mean, I put my hands near it, like to try and feel the heat radiating off of it, because fire does that.
Sure. No, it seems to be an illusion. They're not getting any heat or anything off of it.
Ooh, neat.
Or
What's in
maybe-
the book?
Okay. What's that?
I said, what's in the book?
The front of the book is embossed with images of a lion and a stag.
Ooh. That's cool.
so maybe
it's
this
like-
has something to do with the locks?
Maybe it's an autobiography by the lion and the stag, Wrath and Envy. Well, I open it.
As you open the book, you just see a long list of names that fills the book's pages.
Any that I recognize?
A lot of them have colorful names, so
Mm-hmm.
you take those to be some sort of fey creatures, probably fairies.
Mhm.
As you continue going into it, you see in the middle of the book, you see the names of the different hags that you have found.
Stinky.
At the end of the book, you see names written in the same handwriting, like the last 5 names. Like before, the name, all the different signatures seem to be,
One hand. Well, the
yeah,
last
one
couple are a
hand
different
for the
one.
most part, but the
Mhm.
last 5 are written by a
Different.
different handwriting.
Do I
And-
recognize any of those?
I don't think so, but here are the names.
So the last 5 are written in the same handwriting, while all the others are written in different handwriting?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is, was it?
Kelek,
Kelek,
Zarek,
Zarek? Yep, you got it.
Zargash, Wardukin, Skilla.
Skyla. I think Skyla makes more sense.
I don't know any of those names.
I swear
I
that
do either.
the list seems familiar to me. Was that dude who we beat up earlier? Didn't that group say they wanted to be here? Maybe they wrote their names in here?
The dude that we beat up earlier?
Yeah, remember the dude we beat up by the unicorn?
Oh,
What was his name?
him! What
What?
was his name?
It was kind of like Zerg, I think. Maybe he was Zargash? I think his name was
What's that supposed to do
Zargash.
for us?
Huh?
Well, what's that supposed to do for us?
So he works for that League of Malevolence, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So are these all of the people in the League of Malevolence? Or maybe
I
they've been
think.
writing their names here for some reason?
Oh yeah, that is one of them at least. I think it is because Kelk is like the leader of them. Yeah,
Who?
it's up here in chat from the 16th of February. Kellic founded the League of Malevolence.
Oh, so
This is
so
probably them.
at least these 5 are the League of Malevolence.
I'm gonna write my name.
Why?
I don't know. There's lots of cool names in here. I think it deserves to include my very cool name too.
Go for it.
Can I roll like a sleight of hand check to write my name as fancifully as possible?
I'm going to wait for something bad to happen.
Yeah,
I
go
want
for
my
it.
name. Pretty average. A little subpar as far as fancy.
I mean, you try.
Inari tried really hard to make it look fancy, but it came out a little worse because of it.
There you
Whatever. C'est la vie.
go. All right. Your name's in the book.
Hoggers. Anyway, that's this room. Oh
Anyone
yeah, I
else
put the
doing
quill
anything?
back. I put the quill back and I closed the book. I may be writing my name in random people's books, but like I'm not that rude.
I mean, nothing appeared to happen. So those last 5 people were the League of Malevolence, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna keep going up the stairs. Don't know about you guys.
So the only people that we've met who have names in the book are the witches and the League of Malevolence, right?
Seems it.
And my book's in there. I mean, my name's in the book.
Yes, your name is in the book.
If I had to guess, this may be the logbook of Sabrina. You know, tracking
Is her name in here?
No,
Whose?
tracking visitors to this.
Oh, tracking visitors.
So the last 5 were written in a different hand, possibly
Because they were
perhaps
written afterward?
They were written after Sabrina was captured.
Why would they write their names in the logbook, though?
To be cool, obviously.
Well, if it's a logbook and
Well, it was
Well, if it's a logbook and it's probably magic, what
and
if
they
we
wrote their
crossed
own
out their
names in
names
it?
and banished them?
Well, I think
I had to banish them to the Shadow Realm.
Well, if it's a logbook and they chose to write their own names in it, then perhaps it affords some sort of benefit.
Didn't benefit me.
Didn't hurt you either.
It didn't. You don't like doing things that aren't beneficial, so why would you write your name in the book?
Because I suspect it will be, and I write my name in the book.
Oh!
Okay. We got
Fancy!
2 names in the book. Anybody else?
I don't want to.
Okay.
What a loser. Major loser.
Interfez?
this. I will agree that this seems like a.
Hey, you can write again! Why not practice?
You make a fair point, but also no.
Whatever, loser. I'm a winner. She holds her hands up in the shape of a W on her forehead.
Yes, because that is the total mark of someone who is a winner, declaring themselves a winner while putting a W on their forehead.
I guess you're a loser then, as she holds an L up on her forehead.
You're the one who's holding the L up on their forehead.
You're a loser. I'm pointing it at you. It's to emphasize my point of how much of a loser you are. Anyway, I want to know what's at the top of these stairs.
All right. We'll go to the top and
Agreed.
then we'll call it a night. All right?
Okay.
All right. Because some people have class tomorrow for sure.
Oh yeah, I do. I have an 8 a.m.
Beekeeper,
You have an
can
8 a.m.?
move, or are
Oh,
you
wow.
stuck in the walls?
I think I'm stuck.
All right, let me try and put you somewhere else.
Oh man,
How
what a
about
pain in the
there?
butt.
There you go.
Alright, thank
There's
you.
some long ass stairs. Why can't she make shorter stairs? Just like bend space. So like they take you the same distance up, but like it doesn't take that long to go up. Oh, doors. Openy,
like-
openy.
So, like,
Oh,
you want
whoops.
to lift.
It opened.
All right. So we're gonna say. Well, before I do that, let's just double check this for a second.
I mean, the door opened.
Did it? I'm just gonna lock him for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say that you see ornate iron doors stand at the top of the staircase. Their surface is covered with a complex array of cogs, latches, and tumblers. Around doorknob is engraved the image of a nightingale. So the doors are supposed to be locked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's good.
is that the wait? So there are two door types, right?
This is neither of those two door types.
This is neither of them. Okay.
Yeah.
And does it open when I try to open it?
Nope, it is locked. You catch it. There is probably a lot of
there a-
locks.
Is there a lock on the doorknob? Is there any locks anywhere?
Is it magically locked or is it mechanically locked?
Is there
It
anything
seems
on the door?
mechanically locked, so it could be worked with thieves' tools.
Can I Yeah.
It
check it out?
seems very complex. The doorknob has an inscription around its base that says, "Speak my name."
Whose
Ziblina?
name?
That didn't work.
Whose name is it referring to?
My name, obviously.
Yes, but who is my?
Hey, was Ziblina in the book of names?
I don't think so, right?
Was who?
Ziblina?
We asked
lady who
earlier and
owns
she
the
wasn't,
castle?
right?
No, you do not see her name.
That's a bummer.
I mean, if you own the castle, you don't need to put your name in the visitors list.
I guess. But don't you, visit your castle all the time since you live there?
Sounds what
But
this
you're not a
is.
visitor, are you?
Say my name. I swear that's a movie line.
It's many lines. Yep. All right, I guess I'll let you think about that.
Right.
Might be a good
I
spot
guess
to
so.
stop.
Alright.
All right.
Well,
Good
that was pretty
progress.
cool. Yeah. I'm glad we went to the cool castle instead of not.
Man.
Yeah. Mems.
Good
Oh.
job doing the Baba Yaga thing.
So is this like the
Thanks.
last dungeon?
Possibly. Sure.
Possibly? Okay.
I mean, you're in the tower.
We are in the tower. I don't think the tower is the end point, though.
All right, we shall see.
Because we
Right
still
then.
have the big dude.
What big dude?
The dragon.
I mean, only if we
Jabberwock.
fight it. We've spent a lot of this game not fighting people, so the Jabberwock seems optional.
I mean, something tells me that it's gonna be in our way. Or
I mean,
else
only if
they
we let
wouldn't
it be in our way.
Or else they wouldn't be showing it to us constantly. Like, oh, be careful about the thing, and then it flies in.
I mean, there was also that time when I brought in that Super Chimera to just insta-kill you guys if you failed at navigating the maze. Like, you sure couldn't kill that.
True.
Yes, but we had to navigate around it.
Yeah, well, what are we doing right now?
And we're like, we kind of have it in a corner, and the rest of this puzzle between us. Let's have it crash through two different walls.
Yes, we haven't seen it yet though, so it could be around.
It could be anywhere.
It could be in this
inside this vault.
It could be in this very room. Oh, this is the vault.
I mean, it looks like a vault. It's got a big fancy door.
Ah.
What else would you call it?
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Oh,
Wait,
I'm gonna go
hold
for a
on.
shower.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason. Have a good
Okay,
night.
have a good shower.
What was the name of the sword?
Snicker Snack? It's a poem reference. I forget who wrote it. The Jabberwock and the something something, and then you slide it with the Snicker Snack. So it's a reference. It's a funny literary reference. It's the Jabberwocky. Sorry, poem by Lewis Carroll. Was brilling in the slithy toves, did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the mome rats outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the Fermius Bandersnatch.
Wait,
He took his Vorpal sword in hand, a long time the Mannock's foe he sought. So
Wait, hold
rested
up.
he the Tum-Tum tree, and stood a while in thought.
Didn't the Toad guy give us the password for the vault, or was that a different?
Nah, he gave it to the password for the bird.
Did we ask him for the password to the vault?
No, we didn't know there was a vault. He just said there's a sword.
He told us there was a vault.
Oh, he
told
did?
us-
I know he told us there's a sword. And as an uffish thought he stood, the
He
Jabberwock
told
with
us
eyes
there's a
flame.
sword in the vault, and
It
he told
told
us the
us-
name of the sword without us really asking.
Corporal Blade went snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went galumping back. We're in the Tolgi Wood right now,
Maybe that's the password.
and
Or maybe we need to go back to him and ask him what the
have
password
thou
vault
slain
is.
just
the
gonna put
Jabberwock?
that in
Come in my arms,
that
my
down.
beamish boy. Oh, fabulous day! Caloo Calais he calorted in his joy. 'Twas brilling, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome rats outgrabe. I guess we could do that. Or, get this, we destroy the door.
I'm gonna shut down Foundry for
Oh,
a second.
okay.
I mean, no one's in there but Ray, but just letting you
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ray,
I
stop
left.
being in there. Stop having the